Who are you?
I'm Daryl McDaniels.
DMC.
Well, they call me DMC in a place to be. You could call me Daryl. You could call me D. You could call me Daryl Mack. You could call me DMC. People always ask me, what does my name mean? D's for never dirty, MC for Mr. Clean. But sometimes I tell them when certain people ask that DMC means that Daryl makes cash.
DMC, welcome to Austin, Texas, South by Southwest.
Yes, glad to be here, glad to be here. I was here for a minute last year. So technically, this is my first time because I get to experience it.
Well, to welcome you back, I have a gift for you, DMC, a Kid and Play comic book.
Oh, wow. When did this come out?
A couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
Does that make you have a heart attack? A Marvel Kid and Play comic book?
No, it's the coolest thing ever. This is really awesome. Wow, see, I did not know that.
What can you say about Kid and Play comic book?
Well, I mean, Kid and Play was large because they did those house party movies. Like, people tend to forget Kid and Play's massive cultural influence and presence. They did House Party. They got everybody dancing. Dude's Hot Top Fade. Like, people forget, it's too much about Run DMC. It's always Run DMC. It's always in Tribe Called Quest. Kid and Play, y'all, is legendary.
Marvel comic book, Kid and Play, for you. That is a gift for you.
It's the coolest gift ever. This is like out of left field, but like I would never in a million years would I expect to get this given to me. This is better than a Grammy.
DMC, I was curious about these comic books right here. Some more comic books of the rap persuasion. A casual.
I knew about the PE comic book. I've been knew about that. This PE comic book was out, and I wasn't even thinking about doing a comic book. So when I saw this was like, this right here was like out of my league. This is my first time seeing this. This is like totally blowing my mind because I didn't know it existed. But this right here, I knew about this, and this was like, whoa. Because me and Chuck, we always go back and forth about who's greater and who's more legendary. And I know Public Enemy is no Run DMC is Public Enemy is. But when I saw this, I really knew I was out of Chuck's league. Because people always ask the question, who's the greatest of all times? Is it LL or is it Jay-Z or is it Eminem? I want the world to know, and this is coming from the king of everything, the king of rock, there's none higher. You know what none higher means? There's none higher than me. The greatest rapper MC ever is Chuck D of Public Enemy. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. Everybody got bars. You got all these battle rappers. You got legends such as myself. You got the greatest of all times, LL Cool J. You got the incomparable Jay-Z. You got the untouchable Eminem. But Chuck D, me, and Rick Rubin, we're still flabbergasted by this. On his first album, he said this rhyme. He said, I'm so versatile, I say it without rhyme, which is why they after me and they're on my back, looking over my shoulder to see what I write, to hear what I say, and they want to know why they could never compete on this level. Superstar status is my domain. Understand my rhythm, my patterns of lecture, and then you'll know why he's number one. When he said that, me and Rick Rubin was like, yo, hands down. That's the greatest rap. It didn't rhyme. He said, I'm so versatile, I say it without rhyme, and then he said, you can never compete on. When he said that, I was like, this man right here with a comic book, really, this made him untouchable to me. But then that rhyme just sealed the deal.
What comic books, DMC, did you sell to get turntables?
Oh, Submariner, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Defenders, Deathlock. I had a huge collection of comic books and Marvel comic books. And when hip hop came over the bridge from the Bronx, me and my brother, we had a problem. Everybody started getting turntables around us, turntables and mixers, because everybody wanted to be like the DJs, like Grandmaster Flash, Grand Wizard Theodore, Charlie Chase, and Tony Tone and those cats. But me and my brother, we had a problem. We didn't sell weed, so we had no money. But then my brother was 3 years older than me, got this great idea. Yo, we're going to do a comic book sale so we could get 2 turntables and a mixer. And we got 2 turntables and a mixer.
How much are those comic books worth today?
I'm kicking myself in the head for selling them, but here's the funny thing about it. They're worth a lot of money. Now, fast forward to 3 years ago, I start my own comic book company because I am going to be the next Stan Lee. So I start this comic book company. My brother, he gets, he gets a whim of, yo, DMC, your brother got a comic book and he's doing these Comic Cons. So he calls me over. I come into his house. He's like, yo, when you go to the Comic Con, could you get this sign? Could you get this sign? And could you get this sign? And then I'm looking, it nicely wrapped in the paper to protect it. And this is some Big Brother stuff. I thought we sold comic books to get turntables. Come to find out, he made me sell all my number ones and all my number twos, and he kept his. See, that's mean Big Brother stuff. But that's what Big Brothers do. But here's the kicker. This is what really made me upset. Back in the day when we did the comic book sale, and we got the turntables and the mixer together, with our comic books, which I'm finding out majority of them was mine, this was the rule when he would leave. Yo, when I leave the house, don't you touch my turntables. But that's what little brothers go through with big brothers and sisters. But I have the revenge because I really am a true life superhero.
DMC, I was curious. Is this the first hip-hop record ever? King Tim III.
This is the first time hip-hop rapper MC guy was on a record. So yes,
King Tim III.
Glasses on. What year is it?
79.
So Rapper's Delight came out.
It's the first. What do you know about King Tim III?
Before Rapper's Delight, I remember that because when it came out, I didn't really know nothing about it because I still wasn't privy. Is that the word? Whatever the word is that when you really ain't knowing about this hip hop thing. But I tell you, I remember we was in Chubb and Eric Turner's basement. And we came over. Nobody had two turntables in the mixer. You had your mother's hi-fi stereo system. And I remember Chubb put this on, and it was the first time that I heard a guy rapping. But I cared nothing about it because I was still in the comic books.
Did you ever meet King Tim III?
Nah, I never met King Tim.
He is a true, unheralded.
He's a legend. He is a legend. But Rapper's Delight came and just totally made people forget about this.
Thank you, 77 WABC.
Yes, 77 WABC was a radio station in New York City, and it was cool. It used to go Dan Ingram, but see, I didn't know it was saying Dan Ingram, who was the jockey on the station. I just thought it was some horns going Dan, dan, dan. So I just recently found out that it was Dan Ingram, and the horns that I thought was a horn playing a musical note was actually Dan Ingram. But the beautiful thing about 77 WABC was this. They played Sly and the Family Stone. They played James Brown. They played the Jackson 5. They played all of, the soul music and stuff like that. I care nothing about the soul music. Why? I'm a kid. I don't want to hear Marvin Gaye and Al Green and James Brown sing about love and all that stuff. But the songs that they played by the folk rock and the classic rock albums, artists like Joni Mitchell, Bob Dylan, John Fogerty, Crosby, Stills, Young and Nash, Jim Croce, Harry Chapin, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, John Lennon when he went solo, all of the Stones. There was something about rock music that was more attracted to me than even my own high heel wearing bell bottom Afro sporting brothers. But it was just something about that station 77 WABC that prepared me to when it was my turn to get on the mic, for people to bow down when I walk in the room because it inspired me. I don't want to be the king of soul. I don't want to be the king of hip hop. I don't want to be the king of funk. I want to be the king of rock. So 77 WABC inspired me to have the balls and the guts to say I'm the king of rock, and it came true.
DMC, what can you say about this record right here, the younger generation pre-Grandmaster Flash?
What the hell? What is this?
The younger generation. It is before Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Nothing about this. Now, who's on? Somebody's rapping on this?
It is pre-Furious Five.
Really? I didn't know that.
The younger generation.
Wow, this is crazy.
From 1979 as well.
Wow. See, I didn't know about that. I didn't have this one. This is like, can we play it? I gotta hear it.
King Tim and the younger generation. The unheralded rock and rollers of rap.
That's crazy. Wow. When the Furious Five came along, it just quieted, because people forget that there was two types of hip hop even way back then. There was the hip hop that was older, that was already in the clubs with artists like DJ Hollywood Eddie Chiba, King Tim III. See, King Tim III, and even the first guy on Rappers Delight, they were like the disco DJ rapping man. I'm here to have some fun. It was an older hip hop for probably, I would say, 19 to 25-year-olds. The younger hip hop wasn't being recorded yet. That's what Mel, Bambaataa, Zulu Nation, Funky 4+1, with the yes, y'all, to the beat, y'all, I wear my sneakers, and I'm young, and I go to school, and I'm smoking joints. That was different than the disco DJ rapping man. And because like the Curtis Blow was Curtis Blow. He was a rapping man. He was the forefather of it. But then all the young dudes started putting it on record. And that's the thing that changed hip-hop.
DMC, I was curious, what is the importance right here of these records? The Munsters and the Flintstones to you?
Munsters and the Flintstones. Well, let me rephrase that. Everybody is a product of pop culture. Your DNA, your cellular makeup, your brain waves, the way you breathe in and out, the way you perceive art and the way you read and the way you perceive the news is all because of what you were partaking in, taking and experienced as a little kid. So for me, this is who I am. I am the Flintstones. I am the Munsters. I am the Addams Families. I am Audrey Magini. I am Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes. I am those comic books. The Wu-Tang, when they started talking about Kung Fu movies, I am Bruce Lee. So this is who I am. This is right after school every day. Every day. Day after day, night after night. All I did was watch the Munsters and the Flintstones and the Brady Bunch. And those things, the vision, the concepts, the ideas, the storylines, the shock values, the comedy, the entertainment, all of that makes me who I am today.
You are DMC, and I was curious, the Munsters, the Flintstones equal DMC.
DMC with a doll. And now this is inconceivable. If you listen to Run DMC's I think it's the Raising Hell album, or is it the Tougher Than Leather album? We start one of our rock songs, Unconceivable. So for 50 years, we've been saying the word wrong. Again, about 7 years ago, somebody said, oh, DMC, the word isn't unconceivable, it's inconceivable. This is inconceivable, not unconceivable. That's the wrong way to say it. This is inconceivable, to have a doll. It was inconceivable for me to even be played on Mr. Magic and Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out and Awesome 2 and all those shows. But this is like a whole nother level. Look at this.
Amazing doll, isn't it?
This is like, yeah, no, it's really cool. Look at that.
I love the puffiness of it.
Yeah, it's like Sean Puffy Combs.
No, it's very puffy.
Yes, yeah, it's cool. It's very puffy, but not Puffy, the guy that y'all all know as Diddy. No, not that. It's very puffy. It got fluff.
I was also curious, DMC, about this movie, Crush Groove, and the Force MDs. This is some music from Crush Groove.
Yeah, they were in it. The Force MDs were in Crush Groove. Yeah, for sure.
And they were in it. What can you say about the Force MDs?
I never liked the Force MDs. I'm sorry, guys. I know you're incredible R&B singers. Y'all had #1 hits and all of that. But I was so disappointed they changed from the Force MCs to the Force MDs. What people don't know is the Force MCs, who later became the Force MDs, are probably top 5 greatest rap groups of all times. But when they started making records, they changed to this MD thing. So imagine this little kid who's been following them since 12 years old. What the hell is going on? Why are they singing R&B records and making love records? Because the Stevie D and Mercury and Dr. Rock, we're the Force MCs from Staten Island, and on the ferry boat we came sailing. We went back and forth and back to get the other MCs on off our track and on the microphone. You know, this is where we belong. Ha, 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 ha. Well, I'm the STE, the VIE. Yo, killer. I'm the MER, the CURY. Killer. We are called all the. They did it with the voice. I thought it was a fader, but it was actually them taking the voice going. We are called the four awesome C's with DEEJ Dr. Rock. He DEEJs and we EEMC. Yo, crazy. Force MDs? No. Force MCs? Yes.
They were in Crush Group.
They deserved it. They had the best R&B song at the time.
I was curious also, and
that's what made them dope MCs. They could really sing.
What about Leor Cohen? Because he was in Crush Crew as well.
Leor Cohen, yeah. Leor was my road manager. Me and Leor used to share rooms.
What was Leor like sharing rooms with and being in Crush Crew?
He was exactly like he is today.
Period.
Exactly, yes. Same dude today. Hey, what are you doing? Let's do this. Oh, I have an idea. No, we're going to do this. We're going to do it ourselves, and we're going to take over everything. It's time to rock. Same guy as he is today.
Do you have him on speed dial still?
Yes, I do.
And you are DM?
DMC and the place to be. The place to be is with DMC, the greatest MC in history, and there will never, I repeat, never be an MC better than me.
And I was curious, I'm very curious, what can you say about Glenn E. Friedman and this picture right here?
This is a legendary picture, and Glenn's a legendary photographer. Glenn is like the Annie Leibovitz. Is that the lady that takes all the pictures? Yeah, he said, yeah, everybody in the hell. Yeah, that's I got a good memory. Glenn is like the Annie Leibovitz of hip hop.
And he took a lot of punk photos, but
a lot of punk. He took a lot of Beastie Boy pictures. He took a lot of Run DMC pictures. Took a lot of Eric B. and Rakim pictures, Slick Rick pictures. But here's what people don't know: when hip hop was coming up in New York in the late '70s and early '80s, if you would have went to New York City, Soho, the Village, all the clubs that was down there, Danceteria, the World, if you would have walked into any club in the late 70s and early 80s, you would see, oh, shoot, there goes the Ramones over there. Oh, shoot, there goes Run DMC. And oh, shoot, there goes Madonna over. Oh, shoot, there goes Africa Bambaataa. Oh, shoot, there goes Fab Five Freddy. We were all in this together. Punk and hip-hop came about up at the same time, but punk was killing it. And punk actually kicked open the door for the rebellious, innovative, creative, political, socially consciousness of hip-hop. People don't remember. Here's proof. Who really had the dopest first rap record? Blondie did a rap song talking about a guy named Grandmaster Flash, and everybody in the world was, who is this guy Flash? Remember, Blondie did a rap song.
So did King Tim.
Yes, King Tim did too, but we got to give it to Blondie. See, women are always persistent in hip-hop. Think about that. King Tim was doing it first. Blondie did it before a lot of you dudes. She did it. Fab Freddy, tell me everybody's fly. DJ, everybody was like, what the hell is a Grandmaster Flash? What is she talking about? The reason why she was seeing it before the world saw it. So we opened for Lou Reed. They would come in and sing, oh, shoot, Lou Reed is over there. We opened for Lou Reed and got booed, but we kept going because we said, what are we going to do? Just keep going, do what we know. We rocked the show, and then after we did our show with Lou Reed in New York City, before he started playing, he took the stage. He said, I want to address some of you people that was booing up my friends Run DMC. He said, if you booing them, you booing me, because I was the same person beating on pots and pans, taking every sound that was being created, trying to find out my identity. And the guys that was booing in the audience was like, they just got cussed out by their dad telling them, you boo them, you're booing me.
That particular photo, Hollis,
right on the corner, around the corner from where I live, at this place called The Buildings.
Fat Cat.
Huh? No,
Fat Cat.
Fat Cat was on the other side of town. Fat Cat was on south side of town. Hollis was a little neighborhood, probably from 197th to 205th Street. We didn't have we didn't have projects. It was just us. You know what I'm saying? Hollis, the little bit of us that was in Hollis was like South Side and Do or Die Bed-Stuy put together. We was a little town in the suburbs that had a reputation like an army. Like Germany, France, Japan, South Korea, they were afraid of us because we was from Hollis. But We was a little cool neighborhood, and that's right around the corner. What I wanted to say was, started in the alley. Now we're chilling Cali from Adidas. This is across the street from the building that had the alleyway where we used to hang out.
An amazing pick by Glenn E. Friedman.
And look at those bubble goose down jackets. Look at Jay's Godfather. I forgot what they call it. That's not a corduroy coat.
He looks good.
But he looks really good. This style right here is immaculate and eternal.
I was also curious, DMC, about the lead.
I wonder what your house is. You have a lot of cool stuff.
Well, you are the king of rock.
You got a lot of
the women in hip hop. What can you say about the women in hip hop?
Sequence.
And Shaw Rock
is a rapper.
And Shaw Rock.
Yes, Shaw Rock. She taught me how to do the echo thing. You know, if you listen to a Run DMC record, when I go, my name is DMC, see, all time great. When I was little, I was sitting in, somebody had a cassette tape of the Funky 4+1. And they would always use the echo chamber. And I thought it was the dopest thing ever. But then when I heard her go, she had a rhyme where she said, to all of you, my name is Shah. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a car. But when you put the echo with it, to all of you, my name is Shah. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a car. That made me say, that's what I want to do. Shaw Rock.
From the Funky 4+1.
Funky 4+1. Little Rodney C and KK Rockwell, when the Funky 4+1 broke up, they became Double Trouble. And people don't know, everybody was saying me and Run was trying to bite Double Trouble when Double Trouble first came out. But I was here, if you don't know the movie Wild Style, if you never seen Wild Style, you ain't down with hip hop.
I was actually going to ask you, winding up here, about Wild Style.
Goes right into this.
Lisa Lee.
Biggie's movie, Pac's movie, NWA's movie, my movie, Beach Street. What was the movie?
Graffiti Rock?
Graffiti Rock. That was a TV show that never got picked up. There's no better hip-hop movie than Wild Style. Why? Double Trouble, Fantastic Five, Cold Crush 4 MCs, Fab Five Freddy, and what's his name? My man Busy B stole a show. This is a hip-hop movie. Everything else is Hollywood hip-hop movies. This right here is a hip-hop movie with Double Trouble stealing the show at the night of the big throwdown. Everybody was good, but Double Trouble took the stage with the dopest routine ever. So people always ask me, Run DMC? Nope. Fife and Tip? Nope. Paris and Eric Sermon? Nope. Who else is out there? Vinny and Tretch? Nope. Pasta Noose and Truga? Nope. The dopest duel ever from hip hop. I'm not talking about entertainment, record sales, success, record deal. The dopest representation is in this movie. If you want to know the real deal about the two, let us tell, we're Double Trouble Girl, and we're doing it just for you. Now, people, clap your hands, clap while you're rocking to the beat of the two. We got the master plan. So young ladies, if you're ready, or fly guys, if you want to get down, y'all gotta see the Wild Style.
And he had guns.
Everybody's starting when Rapper's Delight came out. In my car, when I ride around the town, I listened to hip hop before Rapper's Delight was even made. And it's not in the past. It's the future, because we were so far ahead of all of y'all. We're so far ahead of DMC and Run. They haven't done what these guys have done. Nobody.
Now, Double Trouble had some guns on stage in Wild Style. But I was curious, what do you think about guns and dames like Luke?
Oh, now, Luke, I just saw Luke in Miami at what's the restaurant that we go to with the seafood? Yeah, Joe's Crab Shack. This is a little plug for Joe's Crab Shack in Miami, Florida. Some of the best seafood you ever get. But Luke and them was legendary because what was necessary about them, a lot of people give a lot of flack to what's going on in hip-hop nowadays, right? And the only problem with hip-hop nowadays is it's monotonous. Everybody's doing the same thing. In my generation, when we were young, don't think I changed the world when I was 50. All you young people, don't think I changed the world when I was 40. All you young people, don't think that I changed the world when I was 30. Don't think I changed the world when I was 20. I was 18 years old, not just making records and videos and touring. I was changing the world. But that being said, we came from a generation where, of course, there can be sex and profanity rap. but only one entity is allowed to do it. If you do what they do, you're a biter, you're a copycat, and you're not authentic. So these guys held that mantle.
An amazing cover too.
Amazing. No, they had amazing covers, amazing parties, and their shows were amazing, but they held that mantle, just like NWA was necessary. We just didn't need 50 NWAs running around. You know what I'm saying? Run DMC. Nobody could touch the guitars because we own that rock rap thing. It's a tongue twister. We own the rock rap thing. So everybody had a lane, which was their responsibility to represent. They represented it very well with the records and the shows and the curls and the girls and the money and the whole nine. Yeah, big shout out to 2 Live Crew Luke. Uncle Luke. Don't forget the uncle.
What can you say, DMC, about John Michel Basquiat?
All I know about him is this. I was watching a documentary, and the night he died,
He was going to go
I
to?
was going to see Run DMC. It's Webster Hall now. But the night this incredible artist died, he had a Run DMC ticket in his pocket because he was going to the Ritz to see Run DMC perform for the live MTV show that is on YouTube in its entirety right now. When I found that out, I just said, yo, I'm just done. To have that, he was on the way to see us. That's huge.
You never encountered him? He did beats.
He probably was in every show. Every time we did a show in New York, it was like, yo, the Ramones were here. Every time we went to LA, they was like, what's the guy from Korn?
Jonathan Davis?
Jonathan Davis, yes, in an Adidas suit. Yeah, he was here again. All of that. But he probably was at every show. Like I said, we ran in the same circles. I drank a lot of 40s back then and sniffed a lot of coke and did a lot of drugs back then. So I guarantee you I met him, but don't remember. But he had a Run DMC King of Rock show. It's on YouTube where LL is in the... If you look at that video where he wanted to go that night in the audience, because we didn't even know him that good. You see a light blue Kangol and a light blue... what's the alligator shirt? Yeah, LL had one of those on. Probably had on light blue Pumas or stuff. You see LL Kangol, light blue in the front row taking notes. So we was influencing a lot of people, but we were influencing each other. But that is large for Basquiat and Keith Haring. We actually worked with Keith Haring. I don't think if he didn't pass away, we would have definitely worked with him. We'd have worked with him, he'd have did the album cover, and he would have produced some beats. My next record, I'm doing a record dedicated to Basquiat called The Ritz.
Lastly, DMC, LA, 1986, the Long Beach Arena riot. Were there really people with fishnets catching the crowd with fishnets and beating them up?
Well, I wasn't a witness to the carnage because we was in the dressing room when it started going down. Me and Jay started breaking up chairs, because we break up the chairs, and me and Jay was standing in the door, by the door security. They're going to get in this door, but 3 of them going to catch it real bad. All I know was total pandemonium. The Beasties, it was Run DMC Raising Hell tour. Beasties would open, Houdini would go on, LL would go on, and we would close. Beastie show was cool. They finished the set. Houdini got on. I think they didn't even get through one record when all hell broke out. But here's the funny thing. Let's back up before that. When we got into town to the venue that day, I remember we was going in the backstage area. And the dude came, this scene out of a movie. A dude came riding on the bike, right? And he saw that it was Run DMC. And he said, yo, it's going to go down tonight. And we was like, yeah, we thought he was talking about the show. We had no idea he was talking about that. Because the problem is this. It wasn't the music that influenced any of that violence or any of those negative attitudes. What it was is, for example, your high school is playing my high school in the championship football game this weekend. So we're going to settle our beef on the field. But if your high school people see my high school people in the mall, what's going to happen? So that's what happened. The gangs, the rival gangs, along with, this is what the media overlooked. Of course the rival gangs is going to come. Of course the drug dealers is going to come and the gangbangers is going to come to see Run DMC. But also the college kids and the high school kids and the break dancers and the nerds and the geeks, the priests, the pimps, the prostitutes, the police chief, the guidance counselor, Mr. Softy, ice cream truck driver, and the list goes on and on. Run DMC's doing a concert. Everybody's coming. So it's not about, and the thing, rest in peace, Jam Master Jay. The beautiful thing that Jay said, everyone on ABC News, NBC, everybody wanted to know, does rap music incite violence and this and that? Jay said, yo, we ain't even going to address that. Go buy LL's album, Houdini's album, BC's album, and Run DMC's album, and listen to it and see if there's anything in there. And it was like, oh, shoot, okay, we got to change the conversation. And it died in 3 days. But it was a legendary moment in the history of it.
Well, thank you very much, DMC. Anything else you want to add to the people out there at all?
Yes. Go buy my book. I have a book called 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. Whoa, that's a heavy name. Yes, because I've been through some heavy stuff. And the reason why I wrote the book is because of this. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not better than you, smarter than you, or even more talented than you. I want to represent you and everything that you and me and everybody else go through. I am living proof. Still here breathing. I didn't OD. I didn't jump off the building like I wanted to. That whatever it is that you're fighting, anxiety, depression, substance abuse, whatever it is, I'm living proof that you can beat and defeat whatever mental health issue that you're suffering with. I have comic books. On a lighter note, more fun. I started a comic book company. The name of my company is, drumroll, do-do-do-do-do-do. I couldn't be Marvel. That was taken. Don't be a biter and a copycat. I couldn't be DC. That was taken. Don't be a biter and a copycat. So Riggs Morales, who by the way is Eminem's right-hand man from Shady Records, he works for me now, and we work together and we put out comic books. He said, if you could name your comic book company, what would you name? I said, the initials of my name are DMC, but it could stand for anything cool and positive and creative. So I was like, okay, I'm Daryl. If I'm gonna make a comic book, my company's gonna be called Daryl Makes Comics. So I have a graphic novel out. I have a book out, 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. And on a musical note, go to your local record store. Walk in and say, I want DMC's Back from the Dead. I put out a vinyl EP that is a preview of the new album that's about to drop this new year. The 4 songs on it is Back from the Dead, the title song with me and my band. Then I have a song called High and Low with I Do a Duet with Rome from Sublime. And then I have another song called Flames, which is produced by John Moyer from the rock band Disturbed, and I do a duet with Miles Kennedy. And then the 4th song in it, check this out, is me and...
Kid and Play.
No, it's me and this dude. My idol, me and Chuck D, a Public Enemy, backed by a rock band out of Montreal, Canada called Slaves on Dope. Go to your local record store, pick up Back from the Dead. Because I was bitten by a vampire and I couldn't be turned. I was bitten by a zombie in The Walking Dead and I punched my fist through the back of his skull and said, don't you never do that again. All the other zombies saw what happened. They turned around and walked away.
Well, thank you very much, DMC.
Thank you.
Why?
It's an honor and pleasure to be here with you, man.
I really appreciate that. Why should people care about DMC? Why should people care?
They don't need to care about me. They need to care about the little orphans, and they need to care about the foster kids and the adopted kids and the homeless kids. That's who y'all should care about. Don't care about me. Don't care about none of this Hollywood stuff. Don't care about none of this Instagram bullshit and all this social media. What you need to care about is the kids, because the kids are the future. The kids are more precious than your diamonds and your oil and your rubies and your gold. We need to put all of our resources into giving every little kid born into this world, regardless of their situation, the opportunity to just become like you and me.
Well, thank you very much, DMC. Keep on rocking in the free world and Doot, do.
Neil Young.
Yes.
Keep on rocking in the free. Yo, Neil, we need to do a duet on my new record. I'm coming to see you, Neil. I need Neil Young on my album.
And do. Yeah.
Fade to black. Oh, he didn't move. That's that old school. That's that old school 42nd Street.